but like these people will go on these panels and they'll say stuff that's dead ass wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But since they're monetized, like they believe that they can't change their opinion. Or like if you're dead to rights wrong, you'll just be like, cool, you're dead ass wrong. And this is why, here are the points, not saying anything about you, but like you're wrong. And then they'll be like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, you have no follow-up point. Like you're not attacking the point, and then it devolves into like we're insulting each other. So I was like, dude, I put everybody on notice. I was like, I'm taking next from now on. I'm just gonna call you out for just like you get paid to say that. Yeah. Like I will ruin this. I'll make it the worst content ever. Like we'll just be like, what are you doing? Be like, I'm going directly to fisticuffs with this shit, dude. Like you get paid to portray an image. You are wrong, and apparently you're never wrong.
Right.
And people pay you to say stupid shit like this, but you're wrong.
So about Bitcoin, I like to tell people, what I suggest is if you would like to get into crypto, if you'd like to buy Bitcoin, if you are a believer in where it's heading and where it's already proven it's gone and is there, I say to buy MicroStrategy as a stock.
Solid.
Because it moves right along with it. It's currently around $300 a share, but considering Bitcoin is what, 26.7 right now?
Right. Hold on.
Somewhere around there. 27,000, excuse me. Buy
2684, $26,824.40.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we were just talking not too long ago about where I said it was going to jump up to 36. I think it did jump up to 36 and now back down to here. Fucking piss.
We had a good little run, but like we're going to have a bunch of those over the next two. Like it's going to get stupid in like a year and a half.
Yeah, I could see it. I think we were talking about it eventually heading up to 100, right?
I think that, I mean, my belief, we normally at least double the previous all-time high. So well, 60. I would say double. So like we went to 60. So like, I mean, we could see that. It depends on how much money floods in. But I mean, you can look at the chart on it. Like it's a very cyclical asset class. Like we're getting ready to go into a halving year. That's the year where everybody makes money. And it'll be across the board. Like
right.
So
I'm heavily invested in MasterCard actually.
Ooh, and MasterCard and Visa are both trying to figure out ways to get their payment processing involved.
Did you know Did you know that Visa was bigger than MasterCard? I thought it was the other way around.
Did you know that they're building a layer on top of Ethereum to skim
for crypto
transactions? Right? Well, just for payment processing in general, to have it on the blockchain.
To skim?
Well, so the issue is this. It's like you don't like if you transact on the blockchain, you technically don't need Visa, MasterCard, or a bank, right? But in order for them to not become completely irrelevant very rapidly and to stay business, because like the slow movers and like the old people and the people who don't get it are still going to use their Visa or MasterCard, but they're making it so that way if they make a transition over to blockchain, they'll be able to run it just like it was, but they'll be running on top of Ethereum. And they'll just be skimming those transactions. Like they'll still get their little bit of a fee.
Right.
They'll just be able to go, hey, you're in crypto, you're on blockchain, and you're stupid. Use our card.
Now, what do you know about? Because I don't know anything about. What is it called? Riot something? The stock Riot, RIOT.
Isn't that the League of Legends people?
I have no clue.
Yeah, that's Riot Games, isn't it?
What is it?
It's Riot Games. The stock.
But
I'm
it's
pretty sure that's Riot Games.
It's something about crypto though. Riot
Platform Inc. So they already do. So I think probably what they're most likely getting ready to do is transition into. Hold on, let's see. I would be willing to bet it's NFT related, right?
Oh, okay. Are you sure? I thought it was crypto related. The stock.
Hold on. Riot Platform.
On my radar.
Riot is a. Oh, hold on. Riot. That's not Riot, the Riot Games. This is different. This is a Bitcoin mining company. They mine Bitcoin.
Okay.
There you go.
You know, not really on the crypto shit, but on the money shit in general.
Yeah.
As a really good example of how even when we think we really understand money, We like a real example of how we're still kind of lost in the woods. Think about this. There are roughly 331 million people in America right now.
Right.
If you charged each one of them just a single dollar for taxes a month,
right,
that's $4 billion a year.
Yeah.
So obviously we're getting charged far more than that individually per month. Think and like exponentially more than that. Think of how much money that actually is, like, and we're all just okay with it.
Well, money doesn't exist, Casey.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, because it's fiat.
I thought you were leading. I thought you were leading into the debt ceiling story, because the debt ceiling is the biggest scam, biggest joke of all time. We've raised it every single time. There is no such thing as a U.S. going into default ever. It'll never happen unless they want it to happen. I thought they wanted it to happen to crash the stock market, which I had my balls in my neck.
I think they are going to do that. I don't think you're far off.
I don't think they'll crash the stock market. I think more importantly, they want to control. The Federal Reserve really wants to make people unemployed. They don't like how strong the workforce is for some reason. I always thought that was very bizarre, how Jerome Powell always comes out and says, yeah, we have a really strong workforce that's not good. It's like, because of inflation, you know what I mean? The more people that work, the more things we can buy. But it's like, you want to make families fucking homeless.
100%. Like millions of them.
Yeah, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Even in what you just said, there was a lie, though, that they tell. Because the more people buying stuff, that's not what causes inflation. What causes inflation is the constant printing of money and the ability to do that because there's nothing backing the money.
The stimulus really did it. The stimulus packages really caused inflation.
Of course, because they get it right back.
Hold on, this is a good segue into the primary topic of the video, which was financial literacy versus income. And like Casey hit it on the head where he was like, like we're still in the woods and most people don't know about money. And I think that anyone who can have a conversation from the basis of who understands banking understands how to make money. Yeah. Because everything from the top down, if you can pivot your finances to where your financial structure is set up as a bank, and that's where you pay your money for the tangibles, things,
your balance sheet,
and you use debt to buy assets.
Right, your balance sheet.
That's debt creation 101. Exactly how the banks do it. Yeah. But the thing that I was going to say is the other nefarious thing about the printing, when they print money, is they're literally creating wealth for themselves. Because like every time they make those numbers, they're deployed somewhere. They're never just going like, well, we just made another $1 billion and we're just like sitting on it. We're going to pay some bills. They're creating. That's how wealth is literally created. So that wealth is going somewhere. It's not going to the people, but we fund it.
So check this out real quick. I'm not going to get too deep into this, but Seven, I'll tell you this. They will do a crash, but it will be a very specific crash. It'll be all your little guys. So they'll crash the little guys so that they can then acquire the little guys, so that all you have is the mega corporations.
I think pretty soon Apple will be buying PayPal. Just mark my words. I said that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That, you know what I mean?
Pretty good. You guys talk for a minute. I'm gonna go run and grab my other phone, and I'm gonna grab a water.
Okay, you can have water. I'm allowed.
Yeah, you can have a lot. You're allowed to have a water, Casey.
And one slice of bread, guys. Bro. One slice
of bread.
Well, fuck off.
It's a piece of government cheese.
And chew quietly when you chew. Make sure it's quiet.
Oh my god! Like, we will come find you and we will break your legs.
I'm surprised. Speaking of acquisitions and mergers and all that bullshit, you got. Oh, by the way, you got a lot of female subscribers.
What's going on, Feminine Melanin University? So, so the trick is, it's funny because like. All the ladies that support me. So like Natasha Vincent's actually the reason I have this stream. Like I would have never started actually doing my own streams if it wasn't for her. And wonderful. So like, mentorship group that I'm in. she's a part of as well, and they
Okay.
wanted me, like, my contribution to that group is I do a crypto update, and I
Nice.
didn't like typing it out, so I started recording it.
Nice.
And then once I started recording it, I was like, oh, fuck it, like, I'll just do some other stuff. And and then she actually, this show, the concept of this show was on another channel,
Okay.
and she facilitated that also.
Yeah, this is nice. This is a nice platform you got.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. It's a tight knit group. My chat's awesome. Like, there's normally not, like, I know that, like, we go around some other pretty hectic areas.
Yeah, but
and so like,
you don't want to do that at nighttime. You kind of want to unwind, have a decent conversation once in a while.
Right. I try to have a respite, and so, like, a lot of the people that I argue with on other panels will come over here, and we actually have really great conversations.
Yeah, that's always how it is. That's always how it is. You know. Yeah. I usually do late night shows. I do like 11 o'clock shows.
I know, it makes me so mad because, like, I'll wake up and I'm like, this motherfucker was like, how are you up this late, dude?
That's my real, like, that's when I hang upside down like a bat. You know, I really get into it. But bro, 11 o'clock is when I go live.
That's freaking awesome. I love it. I love it. It's
how come do you think, just to get back to that merger?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
How come these companies, like let's say the top 5 or whatever,
right?
How come these companies aren't acquiring these other businesses? Like, the way I think about it is, I think Google has what, like 100 billion or something like that. They could acquire these little companies that are like somewhat major, like PayPal, for instance.
Yes.
I don't know if these companies can just randomly give them an offer, hey, we'd like to buy you, or do they wait for those companies to say, hey, we're up for sale? How does that even work? You know, right?
So a lot of the ones that I see, at least from what I've seen, they move strategically. So it's like, if you're coming at us, or you become annoying, or you're a competitor, or we're trying to get into that space, they'll buy you.
Facebook does that. Facebook does
100%. They're like, oh, you're trying to make us obsolete. You're just us now.
Yeah.
But I don't, I just don't think that they, like, for Google, it's weird because it's like, what do they want? Like, they could have bought Chat GPT, but like the way that company functions now, they kind of just built, they're such a tech company that it's like they have their own, like, institution of, like, we'll just build it.
Do you think Tesla will ever be up for sale? Do you think one of the big, GM, do you think Ford will ever just go, hey, you know what? Let's just try to buy them?
I don't know, dude. Elon's pretty ornery.
He sells his companies. He does.
That's true. That's true. But I don't know. Like, that's a good question. That would be really awkward if Elon Musk didn't own Tesla. I don't think it would be what it is.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, Twitter now. I mean, he could kind of go into that social media realm and just switch up his whole thing. He was, I think he was one of the inventors of PayPal. Speaking of PayPal, you would think I'm getting paid for promotion for keep saying PayPal, but he was like one of the owners, I think, right?
Right. He was in they call it the PayPal Mafia. There was like a group of them, and like they all made bank. And I mean, but the thing is, like, if you go through that, actually, I could see Elon selling Tesla eventually, but it's because of the nature of who he is. Like, he's a builder. So you build something up, and then he's like, yeah, exactly. Like,
he's got to move on, like SpaceX.
Yep.
I'm curious to see what he's going to do with, is it Neuralink?
Yes, I think so. I would see him, if he goes all in on that and that goes well, I could see him selling Tesla to focus on that in space. Because the way that his brain works, he's very pragmatic, and he would be like, that will have more of an impact, because him starting Tesla in and of itself got that ball rolling.
He's already got it going,
right, this would be the next progressive thing, and he'd be like, this in space are what's important now.
And
we're making electric cars.
He's got that thing, I can't think of the name of it. He's got that other it's where he's like building tunnels for traveling from like Las Vegas to LA.
Yep.
I can't remember what that name of that business.
Oh, the Hyperloop.
Is it the Hyperloop? There's a name for it.
Isn't that the underground thing? It's like a bullet train. Yeah.
Some crazy. It's called the motherfucker.
It's a Hyperloop. I think it's a Hyperloop.
I gotta Google it, motherfucker.
Fuck. Musk.
It's tunnel something.
It's the Hyper Tunnel.
Tunnel.
It's not the Hyperloop.
Oh, the Boring Company.
Oh yes, because they just they bore holes.
The Boring Company. That's
I love it.
Really interesting what he's got going on. And you know what? People don't even put that into the price of Tesla. They don't even include that in. But he's technically the owner of Tesla, this company, SpaceX, Neuralink, and what's the other shit he's got?
Twitter.
Oh, and that fucking satellite shit.
Twitter and then Twitter.
And Twitter and the fucking satellite thing he's
got.
Yeah,
the Starlink. Yes.
Starlink. This guy is like, he's got his hands in everything.
But I mean, it's interesting because like one of the things that I'm really interested in at this point moving forward, because of the way that like our political landscape is like there's some of these movements like the guys over at New Frontier and like they've got a lot of energy, they're young, and like the one thing that I think is going to be required moving forward is with the way stuff is set up for these small groups that are moving forward. It's like, why aren't they collectively getting into an industry and creating a system for themselves so that they can't be canceled? Like, why aren't they setting up a front end business that like funds their movement, and like you get the tax write off from you guys collectively like doing your business, and then you donate that to the movement so that way you can get some of your things started. So that way you can start doing the community development piece, and like that your jobs are secure. So that way you're not going to get canceled.
I think when you make too much noise, they mute you no matter what.
That's true.
You start making too much noise. You know, the people who are in charge, they don't like change. They don't like, you know, this is probably hard for the people that are really running the world. Like all these little, you know what I mean? These little occurrences of change. They don't like it, you know.
Right. No,
like
they definitely don't.
Like who controls the oil? You know, the real leaders of the world control oil.
Dude, Cybertoxin, I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm not going to be the first one to sign up for it, but if there's any potential chance that I can get superpowers, sign me the fuck up, fam. Like,
so they made a paralyzed man walk again.
They actually used it?
So that, I don't think that was Neuralink, but they did. I'd have to Google. I gotta fucking Google
something similar.
No, really, they made a paraplegic or whatever from the neck down walk again, from doing something with from his brain to his spine.
Bruh.
So
I don't know.
Here's my question about that, because with everything that ends up being completely nefarious, it always starts with a really cool benefit, right? So here's my question: if this thing is attached to your brain, you have to know that people can hack it, that people they can
that's
install.
That's what I'm saying. I want someone to jailbreak it so I can get the fucking superpowers, Jeremy. Like, don't ruin this before it starts.
Right, or just have you stab yourself, or like if you get out of line, you know, they just hit the kill switch.
Bro,
you know what I
if
mean?
You give me Bu-Boon strength, I will do whatever is necessary, my friend.
You said Bu-Boon.
Bu-Boon. Bu-Boon strength.
Bu-Boon.
Bro, I want to be able to go toe to toe with the chimp. That's all I'm saying.